Confession moment. I know Shabbat Bamidbar. The truth is, though, I'm really, on the one hand, I'm still in the moment we left Mitzrayim. You know, it says, Mi v'mi ha'olchim. Who and who are we leaving with? Because that's the question. But also, my name is Mimi. So, Mi v'mi, I love the fact that I'm there. And the question is, when we get to Matan Torah, when we get to receiving the Torah, who's standing next to us? Who's in front of us? Who's behind us? Who is in our intimate vicinity? So I want to think about that because that's the journey that we're on. And really the core question is, when we go out on this shift in our lives, when we transform and transition in our lives, who are we walking with, and who will be with us when we get there? That's also a question. In this week's parasha, the Mashpiah, the Ishbitzer Rebbe, as you can see, I'm taking him with me. He says that the word se'u isn't about counting, it's about lifting up. When the pasuk says se'u et rosh kol dat bnei Yisrael, it's about lifting up the head of each and every one of us. Literally, he says, and I'm going to read this to you, שעל ידי המניין, through counting, יהיה לכל אחד ואחד התנשאות, וכל אחד יהיה מדוגל. Everyone will be elevated, and everyone will stand for something. The word degel and medugal, a flag is what you stand for, is what you represent. It says through the counting, there's a moment when the one and only sees each and every one of us. And the truth, he says, is it's like a jigsaw puzzle. He says, "Be'im nechsar echad miklal Yisrael, az yichsar hamezek." If one piece is missing, then the blend is lacking. If one piece is missing from the puzzle, and it doesn't matter whether it's the sky or the eye, there's a piece missing and the puzzle is not complete. God manifests in the world through the presence of all of us. So who do we walk with? And then who will be there when we get there? So I want to say one last thing, because I also am very involved with the fact that Shabbat this year, Shavuot falls like Motzei Shabbat. So we have Shabbat, and then we have Shavuot straight into it. I know for some it's going to be a 3-day, not a 2-day. That being said, I have this image, and I just want to share it with you briefly. There's a short story that's very dear and important in my heart. And a story about my teacher, Reb Shlomo Carlebach, that was asked by a head of a yeshiva to go and get his son out of an ashram in the States many years ago. And he smuggles a note into the ashram, and he says, "I'm standing in the corner of a certain street, I'll be waiting for you." Reb Shlomo said, I heard him tell the story once. 3 days I waited, 3 days. Finally he shows up. We talk, we have this intense conversation, and then I said, I actually have one question. 3 days, couldn't you show up 3 days ago? I had to stand here for 3 days waiting? And the young man said the following. He said, I want you to know that when I got the note, I knew my father sent you, and I ripped it up, and I wasn't coming. And I wasn't coming yesterday, and honestly, I wasn't coming this morning either. He said, 20 minutes ago, I realized that you're not going anywhere until I show up. So I'm here. So I want to say that for me, when Shabbat falls, Erev Shavuot, it's a way of saying to the one and only, I'm waiting for you. I'm here. I already came for Shabbat. I already encamped Erev Shabbat. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. I pray that we find our way through this Shabbat, to Matan Torah, to receiving the Torah. The people that we stand by our left and to our right, in front, behind us, can see us, can help us stand in our greatness in the world, and that we can do that for each other. They also, because we also need each other's greatness to be in our greatness and to receive Torah together. Shabbat Shalom. And it should be an amazing Chag Sameach.